10 grocery items. Not one of them on my list. Not planned at all. Because every single one jumped 25 to 40% higher. In just 6 months. I've tracked grocery prices for nearly a year now. Every date. Every store. Every exact price. This week, the numbers finally crossed a line. A line that made me act immediately. This is the full list. Real prices, before and after every single increase. And number 1 is sitting in almost every pantry in America. It just sent the clearest inflation signal all year. Let's start counting down, one price at a time. Number 10. Canned vegetables. Corn. Green beans. Peas. Nobody gets excited about these. That's exactly why this matters. A can that was 90 cents is now $1.12. That's 15 to 20% higher. The smallest jump on this list. But maybe the most telling of them all. This is the cheapest, most domestic food in the store. When it moves, the pressure has hit rock bottom. And pressure at the floor doesn't retreat. It builds. There's another reason too. Appetite fatigue is real. Eating the same narrow rotation kills your motivation to cook at all. These cheap cans keep meals feeling like meals, not repetition. I bought 18 cans this week. About $19.80 total. Months ago, that same haul was $16 to $17. Number 9. Honey. This one shocked me most. Honey is domestic. Simple supply chain. No reason to spike. I was wrong. By 40%. A 22-ounce jar went from $5 to $7. No headlines. Just a silent 40% jump. 2 jars this week cost $14 total. 6 months ago, that same purchase was just $10. Here's the twist. Honey never expires. Properly sealed, it lasts indefinitely. Archaeologists found honey in Egyptian tombs. Still edible. Thousands of years later. That changes everything. No rotation deadline. No risk of buying too much. Buying honey now locks in a price you'll never see again. Cleanest buy on this entire list. Number 8. Coffee. Full honesty first, before any numbers. Coffee isn't essential nutrition. Skip it if it's not part of your daily routine. But here's the number. A canister that cost $9 now costs $13. Over 40% higher. Tied for the steepest jump on this whole list. 2 canisters this week cost $26. Not long ago, just $18. $8 gone, on something most households buy every 2 to 3 weeks without a second glance at the price tag. Why keep it on the list? Because routines matter under stress. Research shows familiar anchors help people function during hard times. Coffee is one of the most common anchors there is. If it's part of your life, that 40% hike is real. And it isn't reversing. Number 7. Cooking oil. The most boring bottle in the store. Zero curiosity. Zero attention. Which is exactly why it vanishes from every pantry plan. Until the pan is empty. Fat isn't optional in a real kitchen. Rice, beans, eggs, vegetables. Nothing cooks properly without it. It also carries vitamins A, D, E, and K. No fat, no absorption. Now the price. A 48-ounce bottle jumped from $4.50 to $6.25. Nearly 40% higher. The single biggest percentage jump on this entire list. 3 bottles this week cost $18.75. 6 months back, that same purchase was just $13.50. Check your cabinet right now, today. One old bottle you can't remember buying. That's your highest priority item this week. Because oil is what makes everything else in your pantry usable. But the story gets bigger from here. Because the next item completely changes how you see protein in your pantry. Number 6. Dried beans. Easy to overlook. Not glamorous at all. They take real planning to use. In a store built entirely for convenience, dried beans feel out of place. But run the actual numbers, and beans become one of the strongest buys on this entire list. A 5-pound bag of black beans went from $5 to $6.50. That's 30% higher. The same 30% pattern again. A completely different product. A completely different supply chain. I bought 2 bags of black beans. 2 bags of pinto beans. 20 pounds total. About $26. 6 months ago, that exact same haul was just $20. Even at the higher price, this is still an exceptional deal. More protein per dollar than almost anything else in the entire store. Here's the deeper nutritional reason beans matter so much. Beans and rice together form a complete protein. Alone, each is missing key amino acids your body needs. Together, they supply everything. This exact combination has fed entire cultures for thousands of years, across dozens of countries. Not for style. Because it simply works. It's shelf-stable for years when stored dry and cool. Filling in a way that sustains real energy. Genuinely complete nutrition from just 2 simple ingredients. You could build an entire food reserve around just beans and rice alone. And be in solid nutritional shape for months at a time. Number 5. Peanut butter. Here's a quiet failure that shows up in pantry planning constantly. People buy smart foods nobody actually eats. It sits. It expires. Money wasted for nothing. Peanut butter avoids that trap completely. An 18-ounce jar went from $2.50 to $3. Almost 20% higher. Some brands closer to 30%. I bought 6 jars this week. About $19.20 total. 6 months ago, the same 6 jars were $15. But the price increase isn't the real reason it's here. 90 calories per tablespoon. Dense, shelf-stable energy in every bite. High protein. Healthy fats. Stable for well over a year without refrigeration. And people actually want to eat it. That last point matters more than it sounds. So much pantry food gets bought, forgotten, and quietly thrown away later. Peanut butter simply doesn't do that. It goes on toast. Into oatmeal. Onto crackers. Into sauces. It gets used, replaced, and rotated constantly. That's exactly what a working pantry is supposed to look like. Number 4. Canned chicken. Tuna gets almost all the attention whenever shelf-stable protein comes up. But canned chicken quietly does the exact same job, in a completely different direction. It opens up real meals. Chicken and rice. Quick noodle soup. Pulled chicken with canned vegetables. Chicken salad with crackers. These aren't emergency rations at all. These are normal, ordinary weeknight dinners households already make. Here's what happened to the price. A 12.5-ounce can went from $2.20 to $2.85. Nearly 30% higher. The same familiar pattern, showing up yet again. I bought 8 cans this week. About $22.80 total. At the old price, that same haul was $17.60. Over $5 of difference, on one single item, inside one single grocery trip. And that's exactly the pattern compounding across an entire pantry run. $5 here. $6 there. $5 more on oil alone. Individually, each one feels manageable. Together, it becomes something much harder to ignore. We'll add up the full total soon. I think it's the most important number in this whole video. But first, the one protein that actually started this entire tracking habit for me, in the very first place. Number 3. Canned tuna. This is the item that started this entire tracking obsession. And it earns its place for a very real reason. It's one of the only shelf-stable proteins in existence that needs genuinely zero preparation. No cooking. No soaking. No advanced planning at all. Open the can. You have a complete protein source, ready in seconds. Mix it with rice, pasta, crackers, or whatever canned vegetables are already in your pantry. A full satisfying meal in under 3 minutes. That combination of real nutrition, genuine convenience, and multi-year shelf life is rare. Harder to find than most people realize standing in a grocery aisle. And now the price has moved enough that timing is a real financial decision, not just a preference. A 5-ounce can in water went from $1 to $1.25. A 25% increase. I bought 24 cans this week. About $30 total, at checkout. Back in spring, those same 24 cans cost $24. $6 saved, in a single trip, just by buying now instead of waiting. Based on the trajectory I'm tracking, the gap is more likely to widen than to close. One quick tip. Buy water-packed, not oil-packed. Oil-packed costs more. Adds unnecessary calories. Makes dishes feel heavy and greasy. Water-packed mixes cleanly into almost anything without changing the character of the meal. Better value. More versatile overall. Now we're down to the final 2 items. And the next one isn't just another price story. It's the item that made me look back at every single other entry on this entire list. Number 2. Canned tomatoes. This is exactly where the whole investigation began. Not with a spreadsheet. With just 30 cents. A 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. Same brand I always buy. Up again. 3rd time this year. 30 cents more than last time. I almost didn't notice. That's exactly how small increases work. Designed to slip in just under your attention. But I went home, checked the tracking log, and ran the full numbers across the period. A can that was $1.84 in January is now $2.30. A 27% jump in 6 to 7 months. I bought 12 cans this week. $27.60 total. At January's price, that same case would have cost $22. $5.50 of difference, on one product I buy in bulk specifically because it's always supposed to stay cheap. But honestly, the price increase isn't even the main reason it's ranked number 2. Canned tomatoes anchor more distinct meal categories than almost any other single ingredient in the entire grocery store. Pasta sauce. Chili. Shakshuka. Curry bases. Braised proteins. Tomato soup. Rice dishes. With canned tomatoes, any grain, and a basic set of spices, you can build a genuinely satisfying meal from almost nothing else at all. That's exactly why a price increase here multiplies so fast. It's not just one recipe getting more expensive. It's your entire range of weeknight cooking getting more expensive, simultaneously, across your whole kitchen. Which finally brings us to number 1. The item I pointed toward at the very start of this video. The item I've been building toward through every single entry since. Because what's been happening here isn't really about tomatoes, or beans, or oil. It's structural. It's happening quietly across the entire American food economy right now. And number 1 is where that becomes impossible to explain away. Number 1. Rice. Before I give you the number, you need the context first. Without it, this sounds like just another item on a list. With it, this number is completely different. Rice is supposed to be immune to all of this. That's not just an opinion. That's decades of consistent commodity pricing data. Rice is the most stable, most reliably affordable staple in the American food system. Food economists use rice as the baseline reference point for affordability. It's typically the very last category that ever moves. During every major inflationary period in recent memory, rice held steady. It stayed accessible when every other category climbed. That reliability is gone right now. A 20-pound bag of white rice, bought at a warehouse club, went from $11 to $14. Almost 30% higher, in just 6 months. I bought 2 bags this week. 40 pounds total. About $28. At the start of the year, that same 40 pounds cost $22. Here's why this matters far more than a simple $6 difference. Specialty products always have convenient local explanations. A bad harvest somewhere. A shifted trade deal. One single facility disruption. Rice has none of those excuses. It's grown across millions of acres in the American South and West. Processed by some of the most efficient agricultural infrastructure in the entire world. There is simply no isolated story that explains a 30% jump on rice alone. When rice finally moves, the pressure has spread everywhere. Deep enough to reach the one single product that's always been the last to move. That's not a product signal. That's a system signal. And system-wide increases, based on every historical precedent, do not reverse quickly at all. They consolidate. And they extend. That's exactly why rice is number one. Not the biggest dollar amount on this list. The clearest warning sign of everything else combined. Now let's add it all up. Tomatoes, $27.60. Tuna, $30. Peanut butter, $19.20. Rice, $28. Chicken, $22.80. Beans, $26. Oil, $18.75. Coffee, $26. Vegetables, $19.80. Honey, $14. Total this week, $232.15. Here's the number that actually matters. Same basket, 6 months ago. $174. $58 more. A 33% increase, across the board. If this pace continues through the rest of the year, that same basket hits $280 to $300 by December. So $232 isn't really a grocery bill. It's a price lock on things I was buying anyway. I'm not predicting some kind of crisis here. I'm simply reporting 11 months of tracking, across 10 normally stable categories. Consistent upward movement. No reversal anywhere. 10 products with nothing in common, except they all rose together, at the same time. Every single item here is something your household already buys weekly, regardless. The only real question left is timing. Buy now at today's price. Or buy later, at a higher one. Store everything cool, dry, and dark. Rotate old items to the front, new ones to the back. That's genuinely it. Pick 5 items your household buys weekly. Check today's price against what you paid 6 months ago. Anything up 15% or more, that's your signal to stock up now. The people who come out ahead later aren't the ones who panic after a headline hits. They're the ones already paying attention right now. So tell me honestly. What's climbing fastest at your store right now? Drop it below.